see it when nobody else sees it. You have to believe it when you cannot see it. You gotta be possessed with the dream. And I dare you, under every single circumstance, keep looking at your dream. Keep focusing on your dream. Keep going after the dream, because that's where true success is.
This one is for the obsessed, and if you're one of us, then you probably already know. There are some of us out here who refuse to leave the gym while we still have 5% left. We're there on our birthdays, holidays, it doesn't matter. We are there at the squat rack, training legs well after midnight, not caring about whether anyone's capturing it for Insta or not. There are some of us who choose to pick up a book instead of starting a new TV series. People who finish working their 9 to 5 and then start working on their dream from 5 to midnight. We're the ones you see learning from and taking notes on audiobooks on the subway or while driving down the street, instead of listening to trash radio or negative, pessimistic news programs that don't reflect the true, positive state of the world. The world is getting better all the time, and it's the obsessed who are going to make it even better than that. But not only that, obsession makes my life better. It makes me feel something where before there was nothing. For me, it's about either chasing obsession or giving in to death. Maybe not physical death, but psychological death, a feeling of being dead inside decades before you actually die on the outside. There are people walking around like this. They're the ones who are going to try and shame you for being obsessed. Personally, I've completely stopped apologizing for this level of obsession, and you should too, if you're one of the obsessed. And you don't have to be. My life isn't better or more elevated, just because I've chosen to dedicate my life to mastery and never-ending learning instead of passive consumption and deferred dreams. This is just the choice that I made, and it's one that most people will just never, ever understand. People are going to misunderstand you as well, which is why you need to stand firm in your obsession and never give way for even an instant. The moment that you even ask yourself, what if my obsession is making other people feel uncomfortable, is the moment you start down the path towards death. See, when you're obsessed with something, and we're talking about positive obsession here, things that are good for you, good for all of us, people are still going to misunderstand you. Yes, there are good people out there who want to help you and will help you if you ask them, myself included in this, but just as many people, maybe even more, they're the first ones to say, oh no, you can't do that. And if you spend enough time around people like that and enough people like that, that mentality is going to seep into you too. And like I said, that's just psychological death. You cannot even allow that for a moment to creep into your life. These are the people that try and make you feel bad for putting in your total, just complete 100% effort towards something that you're passionate about, that you're really, really, really obsessively into. They want to make you feel bad for that, and I say you should never, ever apologize for being one of the obsessed. There's something else that you should never apologize for either, and we'll talk about that in a second. But if you're moving towards something good, something positive in your life, you can't listen to anyone who says that you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that, or people like you don't do that, or like you don't have this or this that will allow you to do that, so leave that to someone else. Like, you seriously don't even have time to entertain thoughts like that. See, I've been one of the obsessed for a very, very long time, and I've started to recognize it in others as well, and those are the people that I try and keep around me as much as possible. One of the best things that you can possibly do for yourself is to ruthlessly curate your own reality. You don't let in any thought, any notion that goes against what you 100% believe is the proper direction for your one and only life. You have to surround yourself with unapologetic winners, people who are just as obsessed about the right things as you are, and who are going to push you to even greater heights, even just simply by virtue of being around them. The second thing that you should never, ever, under any circumstances, apologize for is being successful, for making it, for doing well in life, and for improving your own situation. And again, people will condemn you for it, as strange as that sounds, and they won't want you to change, because when you change, it calls into question why they haven't. Do not, under any circumstances, diminish yourself so that others can feel comfortable around you because you don't shine as brightly. Sure, don't go around being all obnoxious about it, but don't downplay your achievements and your commitment to excellence either. Your obsession is very important, and you have to be proud of that. You've earned the right to speak like a winner. You've earned the right to tell people about what you've done and how hard you've had to fight to make it happen. Never apologize for being successful. Obsession is a rare gift, and harnessing it will make you more successful than virtually anything else you could possibly do. You need to lean into that if you want to make big moves forward. Have a vision and obsessively work towards it. Having a massive challenge in front of you, an intensely meaningful project that you're pursuing with everything that you have within you. It elevates the quality of your entire life. It makes you feel more alive than anything you could ever try to replace it with. Success feels fucking awesome. Don't let anyone ever convince you otherwise. And I think the sweet spot here is about balancing the appreciation for how far you've come already with the burning desire to achieve even more. The rest of the world doesn't have to understand. You're not doing it for everybody. You're primarily doing it for yourself. Remember, hate never comes from above. It only comes from the people who could never do what you've done. Remember, nobody criticizes losers. And if people are doing really well for themselves, odds are they don't have time to try and tear you down, to criticize what you're doing. If people are paying attention to you and what you're doing, then they're probably not doing very much themselves. And if I could close with just one extremely important piece of advice, it's this. When you're really trying to achieve something great in life, don't do it for the people who don't want you to win. Do it for the people who believe.
Promise yourself that you will always give it everything you got.
It's going to take all of you. It's going to take every ounce of your being, everything you got. And if you give it any less than everything you totally got, you're not totally spent, you're not doing enough.
That's all I have to say about that. I'm going to take a deep breath and drink a couple of glasses of water. But I feel very strongly about this. By definition, I feel strongly about obsession and just how great it's made my life. I'm obsessed with reading books, working out, spreading the magic of books and reading, and just really the power of doing your absolute best in life, and just how amazing that just makes everything feel. It just adds so much to your life when you can reach the end of your day when you're completely exhausted. You know that you could not possibly have done any more for this day, and then you go to bed just completely at peace with what you've done and what the effort that you've put forth. And over the last few years that I've been sort of cultivating my obsession in these different areas, I've noticed a measurable, dramatic increase in the quality of my life. Just having something big that I'm going for, and it makes your life so much better. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But I do have another video that will help you get extremely focused on the most important things that are happening in your life. And you really need to cultivate deep focus and obsession if you want to achieve something big. So that video is going to be right here, and you can watch that right now. But I'll see you on the next video, and hey, happy reading.
To do something great, sacrifice is a part of it. It's just the start of it. You can't start and quit. You have to harness this, cause energy is bliss. And when I swing, I miss, but then I swing and hit. So I'ma swing again, and I'ma swing again.